Join us now with more on what
legislating taxes.
On what Congress intended to do with the SALT cap and whether Congress will review state workarounds. Former U.S. Congressman Kevin Brady, he served as the lead Republican on the Ways and Means Committee. And Congressman, it's good to see him. This really benefits even a higher level of income earner than I think of with SALT. And I don't know, you were from Texas. I think that the idea was that states that were viewed as profligate in their spending, that they shouldn't be able to have their constituents, sort of enable the legislatures to overspend by being able to deduct it. And then when Josh Gottheimer and other people want to, get rid of the SALT, he's supposedly a Democrat. It's just rich people are the ones who benefit from getting rid of the caps, right? Now, in this case, it's the super rich that are able to get around it. That can't be something you are supporting.
Yes. Well, the short answer to this is one. We put a cap on the SALT deductions for good reasons, because under the old tax code, really low income subsidized the wealthy. Rural communities subsidized bigger cities, low tax states subsidized high tax states. And there's an argument for doing away with it completely, just let everyone pay their own state and local deductions. At the end of the day, we reached a compromise with lawmakers from red states or blue states, for the 10,000 limit, which at the time was twice the national average deduction for SALT. So we found, I think, a fair compromise there. But I think anytime you're talking SALT, and lifting it or loopholes to it, you're going to benefit the wealthy. But there's one key thing here that wasn't really focused on, which is we're talking pass-through income, which is just as likely could be your Main Street small business, your plumber, your electrical guy or woman themselves. The intent of Congress on the SALT cap was not to focus on small and Main Street businesses, but rather on individuals and homeowners. So I think Treasury tried to do its, I compliment Secretary Mnuchin. Treasury tried to follow the intent of Congress, not to hammer small businesses and Main Street businesses. They tried to look at these workarounds, I think, in a fair way. Certainly there is an impact anytime there's an exemption from SALT. And to your question, Joe, and point, I think that Congress will look at these state directed workarounds as we look, or as Congress looks at the extension of it in 2025.
So you think that they should be dealt with? You don't think this should continue there? That's a big problem with pass-throughs in general, that the same people that you described are thrown in with the hedge funds and other people that are not the kind of people you were describing.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the this one, I think actually the small business deduction, that new historic 20% deduction for small businesses, I think is overly complicated for that very reason. Pass-through income goes a lot of directions, and the tax code can have trouble really trying to capture and discern between them. So I think, Congress is going to be looking in 2025 at a couple key things. Which provisions delivered the pro-growth activity you wanted, which didn't? How did regulations impact what Congress intended? Then, of course, 2025's economy is much different than 2017's economy. So they're going to be looking at other provisions, such as how do we become more medically independent from China? How do we strengthen more investment in the U.S.? So all of those factors will be involved in what Congress is going to review.